Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope this finds you well. Remember that yesterday we were talking about the path of the hero. The hero is the one. Um, the hero is the one that is an archetype. The archetype of the hero, which is from Greek, as we were saying yesterday, is the concept of that person that goes out to accomplish a mission, to grow by itself, to figure out how to accomplish a purpose in its life, so it can transform itself into a hero by itself. So this path that we were describing to the hero um, is not about doing great things. The path of the hero reminds us that we all are heroes. Each one of us can be a hero because each one of us has its own path, its own process, its own mission, purpose, ways. So even if it is a small purpose or a really big purpose, even if doesn't matter the size of the purpose, it is a purpose by itself. So that makes us all heroes anyway. And this story says that we all have to take our own path in order to transform ourselves in that hero. So that's the archetype of the hero in the ancient stories. And Hercules is one of those big heroes of the history that we all remember even today. That today is a constellation because everyone remembers all the tasks that he has done through his life. So what I was saying is that let's go into a little bit of the history of Heracles, that in order to understand a bit of what is the task and why he is a hero. So first of all, um, Heracles is the son of Zeus and a woman, a mortal woman. Zeus is the great god of the Greek mythology, and he decided that this son of his, which is a demigod, would be this person that would take the power in one of the kingdoms of Greece. Remember that Greece was divided in different kingdoms, the state cities. So one of them was supposed to be controlled by Heracles. This, but what happened? Zeus had a wife, which was Hera. Hera was the wife of Zeus, the only one. But Zeus usually was laying with many people and beings, not only people. So Zeus basically whatever moves, he would enjoy it. Basically, it's like that. So and that is why that is why Hera was very jealous with everyone, with all the sons, the daughters, and the other women and men too. So this is why she couldn't stand that this kid would become the king of that kingdom. So so she turns him crazy, and he just destroy the sorry and he just kill his wife and kids No idea why. He turns crazy. Um, so he kills everybody. And when he realized that he killed his family, he gets crazy. Mm. So he left alone, and one of his brothers said to him, asked the oracle of um, Delphos to know what you can do to restore your value, to restore um, um, your honor. Um, so he went there, and they said these people said to him, "You have to go back to the king that took your place and ask him what he and do whatever he tells you to do, okay, in order to restore your honor." So he comes back, and he asked the king, and the king says, "Okay, so I will give you the most difficult task ever. So if you accomplish them, you will be able to come back, okay, to be honor, to restore your honor." So um, yeah, so what they did, what he did, so the king was to give him a task for each month. And at that moment were only 10 months. But Heracles say, "I will do 2 more because I have time." That's the story. But the reason why 10 tasks at the beginning is because um, in Greece and Rome, in the European tradition, there were only 10 months in the calendar, um, not 12 like we have today. The 12 months came from Egypt and Middle East, when the European cultures adopted the 12 months. But before, there were only 10. That's why in the calendar you can listen to the month of the year, like for example September, which is the 7th, October the 8th, November the 9th, December, which is 10. So the names of the month are saying the number, basically in Latin. Septa, octa, nona, deca. So and then the other months changed because they named the months because of some gods and goddesses, and also to Caesars, like um, Julius and Augustus. They named 2 months, and when they adopted the calendar of 12 months from Egypt, they put 2 more months, like for example February, that is this weird month that nobody knows how many days it has. Okay. But the story is that the king asked him to do 1 task per month, 10, and of course, Heracles says, "I will do 2 more," which is the other 2 months. As a summary of all this, we have these 12 months, like today we have, and from the point of view of Earth, the sun, every month changes from one house to another of those constellations. So we will have from Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and so on. So we will move month by month through each one of these constellations. So this means that in 1 year we have to make the whole initiatic path to restart a new moment. So basically, we can say that we all are doing this hero path through the constellations beginning on August for this project of the I Am. So we started in August and we go to every dimension, every constellation, and now we are in the midway. We are in the half of our path to that to that path of initiation for becoming heroes of the I Am. So each month we are talking about the mental, emotional, and physical aspects of one of these tasks of Hercules. So this idea of the 12 going uh, to this initiation process um, is a concept um, of the Atlantean initiation of the school of initiations. So we used to have these 12 months, and we used to have these exams in every month, and we had to do it properly and to take the exams of every month. So if you fail in one of them, you had to repeat the whole thing again. This is like school when you had to repeat the degree. We have to do these 12 exams, 3 for the body, 3 for the soul, 3 for the mind, and 3 for the self. And this 12 tests are the ones that shape the hero, the oneself. And remember, as we have been saying, that the task to become a hero is not to do great things in the world. A hero is not a savior. A hero is the one that recognizes its own path and that can handle the physical, the emotional, and the mental to accomplish its own purpose. Doesn't matter if it is tiny or big. Right now, I'm going to read a little bit about what the 12 are, the 12 constellations are, so we can have the concept, yes, but I'm not going to go deep into it because in the next 10 days, we will go one by one for each constellation, doing each task. And tomorrow is the closure of the mental aspect. So when we start the path through the soul, the emotion, we will go to the path of the hero, to the transcendence of Aquarius. So sorry for the coughing. The coughing, no, coughs. Because this coughing is from Egypt, and I have that since August. Where am I? So important to know, there's no specific order for this task. They organize it in one way, but because they were putting all the different stories together, because basically there's no a story of Hercules where all of them are together. There are different stories, and someone many years after that they put them together. So it's not a specific order in which you have to do it. The first one is to kill the lion of Nemea, and is related to the ego, the personality. This lion represents the personality that protects us, that is really hard, but also like is a beast that can kill us, that can eat us by its own will. the ego. So what we have to do is to learn how to handle that personality in order to wear it properly. The second one is to kill the Hydra of Lerna. And this Hydra is like a snake with many heads, and is connected to the lower needs and lower passions. Is the one that says that everything that pushes from the deepest darkness of ourselves is growing once and again, and again. Doesn't matter if we cut it. You will say, I don't want this anymore. They will grow back again unless I bring clarity to that. So to bring clarity to that, you need to put fire. That's why in the story, he cut the head, but then it burns the head with fire so they don't repeat once and again. It's to bring consciousness. The other task the next task is to capture the Serinia deer, we would say, and this creature was representing the soul. So the soul is the one that has in the unconsciousness all information of the history, the subtle information of the being. But you have it unaware. So what you have to do is to take that information that is unaware within you and take it to the light and make it into wisdom. Then we have to capture the hog of Erimanto. This hog represents the was someone that was a being that was destroying everything and bringing diseases. So this hog represented all the senses. Okay, so the story says that we need to know how to handle those senses in order to have balance, find balance in our life. Then the other one is to clean the stables of Augias. I don't know, the places where you have the horses and the cows. Not the farm, the stables, they say. I don't know the name, sorry. So he had to clean these places because, of course, this king Augias had the biggest amount of cows, the best ones. So they were so big that they shitted so much, and it was all excrements everywhere. So this is why the task here is to be humble and to clean all this shit, basically. And that shit represents the subconscious, all the things that we storage in the subconscious, which is not useful for us. So we have to clean all these things from inside. And what he does is to bring the rivers to clean all that up. And to clean everything. So the water purifies this subconscious. So we need to learn how to clean that subconscious. Then the other task is to expulse the birds of Stymphalo. And these birds were so noisy and also poisonous that they would destroy everything around with their noises and bothering everyone. They were like punishing the people. So he had to get rid of these birds, and the task really means to clear the mind of all the thoughts and all the noise that we can have inside our heads. So to clean that up. And to find the meditation, to find the philosophy, to nourish this mind, and to take the noise from inside. So the next one is to ride the bull of Crete. And this bull was really weird because it had fire inside, but also was living in the ocean. And this bull is so weird, because the bull always means the earth, but living in the water, it represents the illusion of the matter through the emotions, which is that we are living our expectations on the matter, our wishes on the matter according to our emotions. So to know how to ride the bull means that you can handle your life and not to live through the illusions. So to the next one is to steal the horses, but the feminine horses. I don't know how to say it. The feminine horses of Diomedes. This let me check here. Mare. Okay. The mares of Diomedes, and this mares represents the lust, and they were mares that ate human flesh, men, women. They were eating human flesh, and is related to the lower passion of lust. And that's why he needed to know how to handle the lust. Which is the first fire that ignites everything. Then we have the task of stealing the belt of chastity of Hippolyta. Hippolyta was the queen of the Amazons, the women, the warrior women. So this she was the daughter of Ares, the god of the war, and she was like the ruler of that kingdom of women. So they weren't thinking about sex with men. So the belt represented the chastity of her, and so Heracles basically needed to have sex with her to take the belt. So the task here is to understand that you have to handle the both polarities of feminine and masculine, that you need to find the balance through love, through sensuality, and through sensibility, not to steal it, but to learn how to handle that sensibility. So the other task is to steal the cattle, to steal the cattle of Herion. Herion was a giant, and he had this big cattle of animals, and he had to steal all of them, which was really difficult. So he accomplished to take them all into another place, to take them far from the giant. And that task represents basically to let everything go away, like everything that you earn, that you won in your life, that you have as something that you stock in your story. You had to let it go, to let die everything that you have accomplished. So that's the freedom of the being, the freedom of the soul. Detachment, basically. The other task was to steal the apples of the garden of Hesperides. And this place had a tree with apples that were golden, and they represented the knowledge, the wisdom. So he needed to take those apples in order to get the wisdom and the knowledge of the tree of life. And the last one that we have here is to capture the Cerberus, which is the dog with three heads, that is the guardian of the underworld, the hell. And this task is to face your biggest fears, to go deep into the darkness, and then when you face it, to take it out to the light. And how this story ends? Well, basically, Hercules ends his life alone, sad, and even if he accomplished everything, he wasn't forgiven by the king, and he said, "No, you're not honored. Just go away." And why it ended like this? Because many of those uh, tasks, he did it making how do you say, cheating. Yeah, cheating. So because he was cheating, he wasn't accepted. So remember that what we said yesterday, that this is the Greek tragedy, that it doesn't matter if we do this every day for the whole year. When we end up in this July, maybe we did everything, but we didn't accomplish it really as we were supposed to. So we have to repeat it for a new year. So this is why we have to be very careful in not in what we do, but in how we do it. Okay? So this is the process of becoming the own hero, is to become your own educator. La información del día de hoy es Lu. La vibración es Lu. The vibration is Lu. The statement for today is, I am the word that educates. The code for today is air in the shape of wind. In the intersection between the warm air currents ascending and the cold air currents descending, the third aspect of the Earth's trinity is created, the wind. It is the visualization, the expression, and the positive and negative unity of the forces of the spirit and the soul, who generate the spiral of or toroid, where its energies become visible and able to shape the physical world. So today, again, as always, we keep going with this concept of you do by yourself the alignment. Because today is the education, the word of education, and education is to take what you have within outside. So today, remember, we are in the ankles. So it's to step by step start your own path. So you have to decide now your own path to become the hero of your own self, of your own life. Remember, the keys for today, the alignment is education, to educate ourselves, to give our first steps into a new reality, and to become the heroes of our own life. Use your imagination, go to the blog to search for the music, and each one begins its own path. Tomorrow we will close all together in the alignment. So we will keep with this modality of sometimes we will do it alone because we need to practice how it is to do it by ourselves. Because in the last part of the year, we will have to make these things alone, but as one. And we need to know how to do it by ourselves. So let's go practice bit by bit to feel that I am not gonna be always here to make the connections. Thank you everybody for being there, and as always, see you tomorrow at the same time, and the same time of Egypt 2020, as always, Egypt time. Okay, thank you everybody, see you tomorrow. Have a good beginning of your path as heroes and heroines.